During 15th century Europe, there lived a person named Dracula. He practiced sorcery in order to create a bad world filled with evil. He began taking over the continent of Europe, changing countries from good to bad. The good people of Europe tried to fight off Dracula, but no one was able to survive. Finally, the Belmont family was summoned to battle Dracula's vile forces. The Belmont family has a long history of fighting evil. The townspeople became afraid of the Belmont's superhuman power and asked them to leave the country. Fortunately, the people found a mighty Belmont called Trevor. The curse of Dracula has begun. The fate of Europe lies with Trevor. Hello everyone, this is TailsFan109 and welcome to Let's Play Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse. Since we have seen Trevor, why not take a look into his past and see how his journey all began as a vampire hunter of the Belmont's family. When this game came out, this was essentially the origin story. For a while, I suppose it was meant to be. Okay. The quest begins. And we shall now move on. After Castlevania 2, I guess reception with Castlevania 2 wasn't the best, so they went back with the original setup from the first game and amplified it quite a bit. In terms of its complexity and in terms of its difficulty. This is easily the toughest of the 3 Castlevania games on the NES. But I'm gonna say right now, I disagree with a lot of people. This is not one of the hardest NES games ever. It may be the hardest Castlevania game on the NES. To call it one of the toughest games on the NES, I think that's a bit of a stretch. To be honest, I'm not sure why no one mentions Adventure Island when it may be one of the hardest NES games of all time. That game was brutal. I thought that one was really hard. I never thought I'd beat that one. And I'm not even going to try to make a video with that on YouTube. That is absolutely hopeless. I was playing that for 3.5 hours straight just to beat it, and about 2 of those hours were spent on one level. I don't want to have to record that. If I'm going to do that, that'll be on my own free time. Watch another video of Adventure Island. I don't care. But let's get back to this game. It's awesome. It's Konami awesome. But I have a soft spot for the first game. I'm sorry, but I have to say that one's my favorite of the 3. It's actually my second favorite NES game, the first one. So what I figured I'd do is show off all the alternate pathways and endings. So this is, as you can probably tell from the title, a side LP. Probably about 6 or 7 videos. I imagine each run through would take about 2 videos. By the time I get to show the 4th ending, I'm just going to, well, probably just show the end of that one. Because there's nothing new to show except the ending. So, let's see if I can release all the videos of this game before I finish Curse of Darkness, which is probably what's most likely gonna happen. Here's your first clue that this game is going to be harder than the first one. Medusa heads in level 1. And there's your first trap. Platforms that rotate when you jump on them. Yay! It's our favorites. And we'll be seeing them throughout. Right now we are in Wariaka Village. I just noticed on the name select screen I didn't set my name to Tails like I usually like to do. Oh well. It's a one-time fluke. My channel is ruined. Rosary! Why didn't I go down? I've just got so many Castlevania games I have to play and record. I freaking love Castlevania. My favorite video game characters might come from Sonic, but this probably has to be one of my favorite franchises. Second favorite, I guess. I also love Zelda. Hunchbacks in the first level, another surefire sign that you've got a tough game coming your way. Because they throw some of the most irritating enemies of the first game in the very start of this one. So as you can probably imagine, there's probably even more frustrating enemies in this one. You wouldn't exactly be wrong. But also, there's more difficult enemy placement. Alright, so we have reached the end of the stage. The boss lies just ahead. I gotta remember, one of these candles holds a knife. We don't want the knife, that's the knife. Overall, this isn't the toughest first stage. It can be a little hard, actually, but compared to the rest of the game, this is still a pretty easy stage. And here's our first boss, Skull Knight. And yes, I do love using the holy water. You want to stay on the left side at all times. Going to the right puts you in a dead end. All he can do is slash at you. As long as you go around in a circle on the left, he shouldn't even reach you. Now, pose time! I love me a good pose! Yay! You also don't get nearly as many points in this game, which means one-ups are a bit harder to come across. And here's our first branching pathway. We can either go into the woods or the clock tower. We all know which way we want to go. Yeah, the clock tower, because clock tower is everyone's favorite stage. Here's another clue that this game is hard. They throw a clock tower at you at the start of the game. Granted, you don't have to go in it, but we are going to anyway. And this is the official stage 2. The other stage, stage 3, even though it's easier. Hi, Knight. And yes, the clock tower is more than stationary platforms and enemies. We are actually going to have rotating gears this time, as you can clearly see. I forgot, is there a double shot on the other side of this gear? I don't know, but we're going to check from... We're not checking anymore! Just trying to get everything I can get. Can I reach him? I can reach him. Yay! Is there a Castlevania OVA? I have to ask that now. Because you know in Japan there was like a lot of OVAs for video games. Mario, Ninja Gaiden, Mega Man, Sonic, which we in America know as the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. But does Castlevania have one? I mean, it's basically Konami's Mario franchise in terms of how great and long it is. Pendulums! Get used to them. You won't see them often, but you have to get used to it because next time, failing leads to pits. Whee! It's fun! Alright, so that's the easy part of the clock tower. Admittedly, the stage is much tougher than the first stage, and a couple of the other stages that might come after this, depending on the path you pick. Depending on the paths you pick, the stages will get hard much more quickly. And yes, you can fall off of that gear. You gotta time your jump. I thought that was a breakable wall. I've been proven wrong. Ooh, a heart. Big one at that. And ignore this rotating gear, it doesn't move you. So yeah, in this game, we have skeleton variants as well. Hooray! I don't like Medusa heads. Do I have to repeat myself? Oh, hi. Oh yeah, they're spikes. They're instant death in case you couldn't tell. They're spikes. And I don't think the screen... yeah, the screen will not scroll down for you, so try not to make too many screw-ups. Medusa heads will appear. Okay, we are fine. We're actually getting quite far into the clock tower by now. We're getting close to the final section. Here we go. Section 3, the last section of this clock tower. Can we get a heart? We can get a heart. I don't like that jump. The blocks really get me worried. Here's our double shot at long last. In case you haven't noticed, the Holy Water doesn't stun bosses in this game, but it can still deal a lot of damage in combination with the whip. Oh boy! No, go! Go! I don't like Medusa heads. Oh, this game is probably where they're at their worst, actually. On hard mode, they're replaced with something even more nightmarish. There's these skulls that move in the most erratic and random of patterns. You will hate them more than the Medusa heads. You'll want the Medusa heads in your life again. Oh my gosh. Okay. There we go. We're at the end. We've made it to the boss area. I love Holy Water. It's so awesome. It's still overpowered. And here's our boss. A possessed guy named Grant Dynasty. He throws knives. And he jumps around a lot. It can be hard to get... Well, if you have Holy Water, he dies quickly, so... Nothing to really worry about. He's not that hard. He dies rather quickly, no matter what. Ah, no one up yet. My name is Grant. I dreamed I was turned into a ghost. Oh, please take me with you. My family was killed by Dracula. What will you do? Take him with you. I can help you a lot because I am very fast. And thus, a new friend is made. But unfortunately, we can't access the castle this way. Nope, too good to be true. The clock tower does not bring us anywhere. And guess what? The game's not going to take you down for you. Because this game wants to be hard, you now have to go through the whole clock tower backwards. However, this area just counts a checkpoint if you get a game over. So, you don't have to do the first half again, thankfully. Still... having to do a clock tower twice is not the friendliest thing a game has ever told you to do. Yay, more pork chops because we're hungry. Thankfully, going down is not nearly as bad because, well, he can just jump down a lot. And it most certainly makes life easier. Just try not to run into any spikes still. That would still be a bad thing. So we're just gonna drop down. I forgot I was supposed to jump there. Yeah, that's a bit blind. You haven't memorized the stage layout? Too bad for you. And now I don't have my Holy Water anymore. I want my... I guess I might as well show off Grant. He's a bit agile with his jumping. He has a very short range attack, which is annoying, but... he can climb on ceilings and walls. Just be sure to hold the proper direction or it's not going to do you any good. So yeah, that's Grant's ability. Might want to get some practice on that. Hi, Medusa. She hit me. Alright, remember to jump this time. Not like that! Yeah, there we go. You're not so tough. Wait, let's give this to Grant. Okay. It's fun to show off, isn't it? There we go, I got the big heart. Alright. Now I'm going to try something very bold and risky. And if I mess this up, it could easily result in death. But I'm gonna try and get up there. Oh, jeez. You need to tilt the control pad properly in order to get... Now the question is... how am I gonna get down without dying? I didn't think that one through. Oh, gosh. Oh, I made it! So the 1-up is mine! Yeah, that's something that wasn't Castlevania 1-up, so at least the game has some generosity in that remark. Can I get the heart? Good. Can I get some holy water? No! Oh, jeez. The one problem about going down is you have to worry about the Medusa heads. And they can be a bit of a pain to avoid while trekking down. Alright. I'm just going to move on, because I don't want to deal with Medusa heads for long. There! Alright, we're almost out of the dreaded clock tower. And this won't be the only one. We will run into another one. But for now, let's just enjoy the leisurely path. Alright, we're almost there! Are you excited? You know you're excited. Who isn't excited to get out of a clock tower, to be honest? Anyone remember my Castlevania 64 playthrough? How many times I failed in the clock tower, even though I've never failed that much? Maybe the first time I played the game, but after that... Oh look, we got enough points for another 1-up! Now we have the default amount of lives for the first game, yay! Now we're not going to fall down, because doing that actually throws us into a pit. So we're gonna walk down, because we don't want to lose a life, even though we just might. Okay, there were not Medusa heads earlier. There we go! We're out! Ha! Take that! Now we have no choice but to go into the Mad Forest, which looks incredibly long, but the way we're gonna play this game this time, it's not that long. And actually, this time we're actually going to want the cross as soon as we run into it. There it is. It's very useful for getting rid of these owls, which are the most frustrating part of this portion of the stage. And thankfully, we can reclaim our cross so that it doesn't take so long. Alright, is that the end? Yeah, that's the end of this part of the stage. Now the second part. One thing I do gotta hand to this game is the varied stages. Being outside the castle does allow for a lot of new areas. Even though the areas in the first game still looked pretty cool. Let's face it, it is kind of fun to explore outside the castle, like in Curse of Darkness, actually. We've only been inside a castle for part of the game, and it's not Dracula's castle. I have to question if Dracula is going to be in Curse of Darkness, though. I don't know, I mean, it only takes place 3 years after this game. I don't know. I guess we'll run into that when we get there. I mean, Dracula appeared for a short time in Lament of Innocence with his original name, actually. Matthias... I forgot his last name. I'm sorry. And there's some secret pork chop. Alright. So now we have another option. Continue on with the stage, or head into the murky swamp. For the purpose of this run-through, I'm going to go through the swamp. And as you can imagine, since this is a swamp, there are frogs, and the swamp will sink you in. Oh my... Oh, wow. Thank goodness for invulnerability time. Uh-oh. They're ganging on me. This kind of reminds me of a stage from Astyanax, just not nearly as frustrating. For those of you that don't know SGNX, there's a stage swamp halfway through the game, a swamp stage halfway through the game. And it is probably the toughest part of that game. But this is not SGNX, so let's enjoy it. There's something to the left, but I don't want to take the time to go there, because the door is right here. There we go. Mudmen. These are what Mudmen really are. Not what you see in the Fuchsia games. These guys are actually made from the mud of the swamp. This is hardcore. Ooh. I can use that for Grant. Grant can also equip axes. I want to keep the cross, but I might as well give Grant something of use. I like to jump as Trevor a little more. Oh look! We got Holy Water. It's not gonna do us good for long, though. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, don't sink in. If you sink in too far, you're dead. There we go. Would you believe it that we're actually pretty much at the end of this stage? This stage is pretty short, and it's not that tough either. But it's got skeleton whips and ghosts. This is the tough part of the stage because of the variety of enemies that you encounter. The ghosts, depending on how they home in on you, can easily trap you. And the skeleton whips do have a long range. Not to mention there's some bats in some pretty despicable positions. But if you have the cross, they're not that bad. We're almost at the boss. Oh. There we go. Whew! No. Okay, the cross isn't doing me too well. Because I'm not using it properly. There we go. Oh, I could have gotten bonus. Alright, the boss is down here. It's a phantom bat. And would you believe it? It's easier than the bat boss from the first game. You know, if you actually hit them properly. But yeah, they pretty much just split. If you have a good weapon, it's not a hard fight. I want to try and do one more stage, but this one is kinda long, but there's an incredibly long stage later, so let's try to even it out, I suppose. Nothing wrong with a half-an-hour video once in a while. Besides, it's got incredibly eerie music. And I must say, for the NES, this stage does a very good job in trying to be creepy and atmospheric, like what Castlevania 64 decided to do. I like it when Castlevania tries to go for an atmospheric route from time to time. Call me crazy if you want, but I really do love atmospheric portions of Castlevania games a lot. Even though the action's cool, I feel like Castlevania fits very well for atmosphere. And, yep, there are blocks that can crumble and fall. I actually want to take the bottom path, so we are actually going to wait here for the acid to dissolve these blocks. Which is a gimmick in this stage, and you'll see it in future stages to come. Come on. There is a 1-up down there too, so it is worth the wait, but if only it wasn't so slow. One more, because I know if I try now, I won't be able to make the jump and I'll actually fall to my doom. I'm in pretty good standings right now. I've got a cross. Oh my gosh, way too close. I thought for sure I was gonna fall. Also, I kind of find the bottom path slightly easier. Don't have to worry about spikes. See, this doesn't look too bad in comparison to the top path, right? I'm not the only one that thinks this, right? Unfortunately, you do have to wait again. But we do... Oh no! Oh my gosh, I almost picked that up! Oh! I'm just really getting kind of bored right now. There's nothing else for me to do. And yes, we are gonna have to take the bottom path again. This time, we don't really have a choice. Yeah, forget, we don't have... But we do have to wait it off. Alright, there we go. We're about halfway through the stage now. Yeah, only halfway. Ugh, these fire guys that returned from Castlevania 2. Oh! Shoot! I can actually... I think I'll stick to the bottom path. There's less enemies to worry about. Although, we do run into a pretty frightening spike trap here. There's the ones from the first game that appear for a moment, but there's also these. Ooh, I'm gonna have to time this well. Okay, I'll wait till it reaches its height and go. Whew. These don't kill you instantly, but they do take away 8 bars, which is half of your health, so you don't want to mess up. These, on the other hand, they still take away your entire life bar, but you can stand on them this time, which is pretty nice. This can be a little tough to avoid. Then, of course, you need to find the right time to drop down here. There. It's a bit of tricky platforming action, but hey, it's a classic Castlevania game. We kinda need it. I want to practice this again. Awesome! I'm getting pretty good at that, actually. Now, we might only be about halfway through the stage, but we are actually about to fight a boss. And be prepared. No one probably expected this fight back in the day. We are gonna fight Count Alucard. Okay, we hit him twice. He acts a lot like the Dracula from the first game. Shoots 3-way shot, teleports, but you have a lot more time to see where he's going this time around. And his attack is actually incredibly slow, making this fight incredibly easy. That wasn't high enough to hit him. Of course, you can still run into it, but usually you'll find yourself in a good enough position. You can whip the fireballs too, just like in the first game, but this time you might actually want to whip the fireballs. Okay, this is not the best run I've had with this guy, but he's honestly not hard. I'm kind of failing. Oh, wow, I didn't realize he was still going to be alive. There. That's Alucard, the son of Dracula. Yay! And yes, you can take him, but we're not going to this time. I'm surprised you beat me. I've been waiting for you. I need you to help me destroy Dracula. Oh, I'm going to leave him behind this time. Well, I'll have to find someone else. Please be careful. I at least know how he sounds in Symphony of the Night, even though I haven't played it. I was trying to mimic that in case you couldn't tell, which you probably couldn't because that was probably a terrible voiceover. I apologize. Hey, a double shot! Are any of these a sub-weapon? Yeah, we don't want the Holy Water this time. Alright. This part can be kind of tough with the cracking blocks following mummy invasions. Which you want to be quick to The knife? Are you that cruel? Well, it's gonna make getting through this a little tougher. As long as you're quick, the mummies probably won't be too big of a pain. Alright, now's our chance. Ah! Alright, so now we have a choice. We can either continue on to the final section of this stage, or move to an ancient ruins. We don't want to go down there. Not with this character setup. Trust me, it's not worth it if you don't have Alucard with you. So, we'll just go through this last part. It's not terribly long, but as you can see, there are spikes. And blocks fall, too. A blood whip skeleton. Just gets better and better. Oof, I'm losing a lot of health. Alright, let's try and gain some distance. Are you freaking blocks? And this is the boss. So yeah, the Skull Knight does return, but this time he's got some tricks up his sleeve. Aside from having more health, he does fire out bones this time, and they apparently home in on you. Great. He's a lot tougher this time, especially if you don't have Holy Water, which I really do wish I had now. Grant's not really going to be of much help in this fight, not with his short-range dagger. There we go. Hurry along. There we go. Can something drop holy water? Guess not. Well, we're at full health this time. So let's try and take advantage of that. You can destroy the bones, thankfully. What you would really love to do is get him stuck in a loop! Shoot. Oh my gosh, this is not gonna be easy. Usually I have holy water or a cross for this portion of the fight. But things aren't going so well this time. Jeez. Wish there was a pork chop somewhere in that arena. Get a little closer. Whew, that was a bit on the close side. Oh, hi there. Even though I'm probably not going to be using the knife much. Ah! I'm not getting a game over! Not here! We've got 2 more tries. I can't believe what just happened, though. Well, that's not going to even out the playing field. Wish I had 20 hit points like in Castlevania Bloodlines. We're waiting this time. Ha! Dang it! No! Oh my gosh, this one bone is gonna be the death of me! Oh, why did one bone have to escape from me? I don't think I'm gonna win at this rate. If I had holy water, this fight would have been over with a long time ago. I wonder if there's anything in here. No. Oh, shoot. Maybe there's a secret in one of these. Well, I found a heart. Not like a heart's gonna do me anything right now. Not with a knife. Oh, shoot. Oh, it's almost like a death fight. I thought I'd pull it off. Well, that failed, so next time, I'm just gonna skip to right when I beat this guy, okay? This has been TailsFan109. Have a nice day.